India's flying Soviet jets. But now an American firm's moving in. Russia's parts aren't arriving. Ukraine's war drags on, and India's fleet is running out of time. Enter the Pentagon's contractor, Reliance Defense, and a $2.3 billion deal that rewrites the playbook. Is this logistics or a quiet pivot away from Moscow? Because when Cold War fighters meet American upgrades, geopolitics takes flight. In a significant development for India's defence aviation sector, a US-based defence contractor has signed an agreement with Reliance Defense to upgrade and maintain the ageing fleet of Soviet-origin MiG-29 fighter jets operated by the Indian Air Force or the IAF and the Indian Navy. The deal marks a rare instance of a US firm being tasked with the maintenance and mid-life extension of Soviet-designed platforms used by a third-party military. The contract, valued at approximately $2.34 billion, will see the American firm Coastal Mechanics, an authorized Pentagon contractor, provide comprehensive maintenance, repair, and overhaul MRO support. This includes support for MiG-29 UPG fighters of the IAF, MiG-29K carrier-based aircraft of the Indian Navy, 100 Jaguar strike aircraft, Apache AH-64 attack helicopters, and Soviet-era L-70 air defense guns. The MRO facilities will be set up at the Mihan Hub in Nagpur, catering to India's growing domestic requirements and expanding capabilities for servicing legacy defense platforms from other countries operating Russian origin systems. India currently operates over 50 MiG-29, while the Indian Navy maintains a fleet of 40 MiG-29K. This partnership comes amid mounting logistical difficulties in sourcing Russian spare parts due to the prolonged conflict in Ukraine and India's ambition to modernize its legacy fleet without full-scale replacements. Coastal Mechanics, the US contractor, specializes in the overhaul and reverse engineering of obsolete military systems. The firm brings experience from sustainment programs involving F-15, F-16, FA-18, A-10 and helicopters, including UH-60 Blackhawks and AH-64 Apaches. It also supports older radar, missile and air defense platforms such as the Patriot, Hawk and Nike Hercules systems. Given the IAF's unique position as the only remaining operator of the Jaguar platform and the increasing difficulty of sourcing spares for MiG-29, reverse engineering and manufacturing unavailable components will likely be central to the Indo-US partnership. The project will complement existing Indian Air Force infrastructure, including the 11 base repair depot in Ozar, which previously handled MiG-29 overhauls. The MiG-29, dubbed BARS in IAF service, was first inducted in 1987 following a 1986 deal with the Soviet Union. The aircraft, originally developed in the 1980s as a counter to American F-15 and F-16 fighters, has seen multiple upgrades. In 2008, India signed a $964 million deal with Russia's RAC MiG to modernize 63 single-seaters, extending their operational life by another 15 years or 1,000 flight hours. However, with Russia's war in Ukraine now entering its third year, India is being forced to diversify its defense supply chains. Delays in the induction of indigenous LCA Tejas fighters have further intensified the need to sustain and extend the life of its existing platforms. Reliance Defense has indicated that the new MRO setup will not compete with existing IAF repair depots, but will focus on life cycle extensions and overhaul support, aligning with India's shift towards performance-based logistics, a strategy aimed at maximizing serviceability and cost efficiency of legacy assets. The initiative is also part of India's broader objective to become a regional MRO hub for Southeast Asian nations operating Russian origin platforms. By 2031, India aims to capture a $4 billion share of the global MRO market, positioning itself as a competitive alternative to established centres in the US and Europe. The move further underlines India's strategic pivot toward the United States. 2 decades ago, US defence exports to India were negligible. Today, Washington accounts for 10% of India's total defence imports, reflecting a dramatic expansion in ties. Since 2008, India has contracted nearly $20 billion worth of US origin defence equipment, including C-130J Super Hercules, C-17 Globemaster III, P-8I Poseidon, AH-64 Apache, and CH-47F Chinook helicopters, M777 howitzers, and Harpoon missiles. India remains the largest operator of C-17S, and P-8 is outside the United States. Most of these acquisitions have been conducted through the foreign military sales route, a co-production deal for advanced F-414 jet engines, and the proposed purchase of 31 MQ-9B Sea Guardian and Sky Guardian drones worth over $3 billion further underscores the deepening defence partnership.